My name is Michael Hildreth. This video teaching demo will include large group instruction, small group instruction, and one-on-one teacher instruction. This artifact proves my ability to engage students in learning by using a variety of instructional strategies through knowledge of content, pedagogy, and skill in delivering instruction. You will see 3 lessons. One in economics on income distribution. The second on Peter the Great of Russia. And finally, on the French Revolution of 1848. I hope you enjoy this teaching demo. Alright, so today we are learning on poverty and the discrepancies between male and female, men and women in poverty. Alright, and not just the sexes in poverty, but income discrimination and poverty within the different age groups. Alright, so who do you think has a higher level of poverty? Men or women?
Women.
Maddie?
Women.
Women. Why do you say women have a higher level of poverty?
Because men have always been thought of higher, and they always get the better jobs usually.
Okay.
So it's kind of like the presidency, we haven't had a woman president.
All right. Good point. Good point. Anyone else? Maybe a male point of view. Ernie?
It could be, not saying being racist here, but men that have to pay child, I can't remember what it's called, but the
Child support?
Yeah, child support. They might have less of an income, putting more into poverty, and nowadays there's more of them going into it for their foolish mistakes, but there's still more men going into the poverty at a higher rate.
So you're saying the poverty rate for men is higher than it is for women?
Possibly, yes.
All right. First, the poverty rate is the percentage of people who live in households. So that's important. Who live in households with income below the poverty threshold. And the poverty threshold is just that limit to where you either, if you're below the poverty threshold, you're in poverty. If you're above it, or vice versa, you're out of poverty. All right. So this graph, may shock you a little bit, may not shock you. But this is the percentage of men and women in poverty by race and ethnicity. So we see across all races and all ethnicities that women have a higher level of poverty. Notice, this is women here, women are all higher. The Asian and white females have a little less than the African American and Hispanic, but still, even with Asian and white males, they're not competing very well. The poverty level for females are higher. Now, what age group of females do you think have the highest poverty rate? And if we're going into age group, do you think that all levels of ages for women have increased poverty compared to men? Ben, what do you think?
I feel like not after teenage, so maybe 25 to 35. That would be an age group.
Okay, do you think it would be more for women or less, or what do you think? What do you think the poverty rate would be?
More.
Go ahead.
I think as the men and women get older, it kind of evens out.
You think as they get older, it evens out. Okay. So next slide. What age group do you think? So we think as men and women get older, you think it evens out. This graph says something a little different. As we get older, it's almost as the discrepancy becomes larger. So if you look at the 75 years and up category, women greatly outnumber the amount of men in poverty. So it's the exact opposite. And if you look at under 5, even women here inch out the level of poverty with males. So at all levels, 5 to 17, notice a little bit. But we really see a huge jump whenever we start getting to 18 to 24. As females are graduating high school, going into college, or not going into college, in technical school, or whatever they choose to do, have children, we see that really jump. So the poverty rate with females across the board, across the races, across the ages, is higher. Amongst yourself, how other European rulers have westernized their country. Any questions? Break up into your small groups, and I'll come around and ask a couple people some questions. All right. So, knowing what we know about what we went over the past couple of years, how has those other European monarchs tried to expand their countries?
They followed the same steps. Like they kind of did a similar thing where they would bring in other like cultures into the perspective, like their views and stuff.
Yeah, remember we talked about Austria yesterday, and Austria had all these different kinds of cultures in their country. So they brought those different kind of cultures, tried to bring them together, tried to unify the country. How else may have, say, France expanded their country? How do you think France expanded their country? Just knowing what you know, and knowing what you know about, war and, land gives you power. How do you think France expanded their country?
They had victory over more. They gained more land, and that's more for them. And they occupied it.
Absolutely. So what war in particular really helped France expand their territory? We talked about it a little bit yesterday. It starts with the number 30 years. The 30 years, exactly. 30 Years' War helped expand France. So do you think Peter, whenever he's trying to expand his country, do you think he'll bring in different kinds of cultures? Do you think he'll try to go to war to try to expand his territory?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes. So he's doing it the exact same way as other European monarchs have. And it's very important to realize that because Russia, they were kind of backward. But Peter wanted to modernize the country, and he did that by doing it the way other European monarchs have done it.
Right.
All right. Do you have any questions about it? No? All right. So, just reading that little section of the reading, what's it about? Can you summarize that?
Well, for now, what I read about the French Revolution again in 1848 is something about bad things are happening in France, and people losing their jobs, and prices of the bread rising, and newspapers blaming government officials about all this happening.
Okay, so what are they in economically? What's that R word that's really bad that these people are in?
The recession.
Yes, they're in a recession. What does this sound a lot like that we've talked about before in France? Yep. So remember a couple chapters ago we talked about a big revolution in France. Remember what that was called? It's pretty easy. It dealt with Napoleon and the guillotine. Remember that section? What it was called? It was on the French Revolution. So
the revolution I was going to say.
Yep. So basically the French Revolution, earlier, the reasons that happened are a lot like the reasons that revolted again in 1848. High bread prices during the recession. So basically, if people aren't happy, then they're going to try to revolt against the government. And that's this 19th century ideal right now. All right? So do you have any questions?
So does that mean they had the French Revolution, but of course they failed and have the monarch come back, and now they're going back to where it was before?
Well, not back to where it was before, but
worse.
Yes, they're going back to war. So the monarch that they brought in didn't do a good job. So now, since they didn't like him, they're revolting again against him. All right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So as long as there's a monarch that they don't like, they're going to be revolting against them. All right? So that's the French Revolt in 1848. And that's about the video clip we just watched about how they were in the streets setting up barricades. All right. Is that good with that?
Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
Hi again. I hope you enjoyed my teaching demo, as it not only gives you insight into the learning of my students, but also the variety of teaching strategies that I can implement in the classroom. Thank you.